Well, we've started off well because we've got the wrong intro again. Everything's going well. Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk, the Millers edition. Tonight we have got a panel of Tom. How are you doing, Tom?
Really good, Lee. Bez. Port Vale FC life. Let's have a chat about how your team's going to get smashed tomorrow at Port Vale. So we'll go with that.
And then we've got Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, good, thank you. You all right, Lee?
No, not really. I mean, results have gone against us today. Can't expect anything else than them ferrets, bloody gypsies across the road at Doncaster. I mean, losing to Exeter. What's that all about? I hope they get relegated. I hope they still get relegated. They're probably just about safe, but I hope somebody relegates them fuckers. They've done that on purpose today for me. But anyway, and we've got Mason from Port Vale for Life, PV for Life. Mason, just tell us a bit about yourself and how people can find you.
Yeah, so YouTube name PVFC Life, just your match day vlogs, some predictions as well. So that's all you can find there. Main platforms, YouTube, do a bit on Instagram, but yeah, main channel. You can find me on YouTube mostly.
Good man, good man. So you say you do predictions. I'm just going to drop one straight on you. What's the prediction for this game tomorrow night?
It could go any way, to be fair. I don't think it'll be a very high scoring game.
So you don't think we'll get 7 like Chelsea did?
Hopefully not.
Well, I don't think we've scored 7 all season, so I don't think there's any danger of that.
Yeah. I think it'll be a scrappy 0-0 draw, if I'm being honest with you. I don't see
either side that. Obviously, the title is must win, and it's must win for both teams. If Port Vale want to stay up, they've got to. I mean, it's looking doubtful, but they've got to win virtually this. They can't slip up and draw against us. They've got to win the game, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%. I think the only thing that's keeping us fans, a glimmer of hope is that we've got 3 or 4 games in hand over most of the teams in the league. That's the only thing that's keeping us a bit positive. But
yeah, we've got a few as well, but you've got to win them. That's the problem.
But, yeah, I know. It's about winning them games, and obviously we're playing you. We've got 8 games left. You're probably the worst team on paper out of all them that we've got coming up. So yeah, for us it's a must-win game. For you guys, it's a must-win game.
Just a quick one. So obviously we usually ask this guests when they first come on. So at the start of the season, where did you think Port Vale? Were you expecting to be in a relegation battle, or did you expect to do better? Because, I mean, we beat you on the first game of the season, but I thought you played pretty well that game. And I didn't think you'd be struggling.
Yeah, I predicted us 20th just to stay up. I don't think our transfer window wasn't brilliant. I thought we didn't really add many quality players. I think we just added quite a few players that were just there that would be coming on, the last 15, 20 minutes. The only real players that we added in that would be starting was Cameron Humphreys.
How's he doing?
Gabriel. He's doing quite well, to be fair. Especially these past 10 games, you'd say. I think he's been a standout player for the Vale and probably our best defender, so he's been doing really well.
Fair enough.
Can I just ask Port Vale for Life, or Mason, as it were? Am I right in thinking, was it Talaj you had?
Yeah.
He was a massive miss. I mean, was it Plymouth that signed him was it on deadline day, or earlier on in the season? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was on deadline day, 1.2 million. He went to Plymouth
Wow.
for it. That was a massive loss.
Massive
we
loss.
and then we got Devante Cole, which was a replacement, and
Yeah.
that didn't work out at all. That was
That's Andy Cole's son. If
yeah.
viewers,
Losing such a big player like Toulars, I think we needed to upgrade on a striker, and I think Devante Cole wasn't it. And lose some fantasy.
Do you feel that 1.2 million that you received for Talaj? Now I rate him. I think he's a fantastic player. Do you think that was reinvested properly?
No, I don't think it was, to be honest, because we got Devante Cole on a free transfer as well.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and no, I don't think. I think the transfer window itself was a bit dull. We didn't really, as I say, apart from Humphreys and Gabriel, who we got from Blackpool, they were the only two players that stood out for me.
Yeah.
Fair
news, mate.
Bez, would you like to ask Port Vale for Life question before I go run through the?
Well, the only one I was going to ask you, I mean, obviously it's not a great season for Port Vale. I'd say I really liked Darren Moore as the manager. So I was surprised, even though you did lose one of your better players on deadline day, I was surprised at how poor you've been this season. So I guess I've got two questions. One is because you've signed Martin Sherry, so I want to know how he's done. And the second question is, why did it not work for Darren Moore? What do you think it was mostly down to, the reason why it failed this season with Darren Moore in charge?
So, starting with Sharif, he's come in. I mean, we got rid of Fall. He was a kind of a similar player to Sharif, who's quite tall, physical, strong. Yeah, Mo Fall. So we needed an upgrade on Mo Fall. I think he's done okay this season. He wins headers and he scored a goal. And I think he does offer quality going forward, which is what we were lacking. He's only scored one goal this season, but I think he's done okay. He's not a toe liar or anything like that, but I think he does the job, and I think him with Ben Wayne is really good. Coming on to the Darren Moore one, I think his tactics were very dull. I think at the start of the season, we dropped so many points from winning positions. Like, I remember at the start of the season, we were winning 1-0, and then Reed scored 2 in stoppage time, to win just because we sat back. He brung on 2 defenders then. I just think he wasn't attack-minded whatsoever. And I think he got the lineups wrong. He rested too many players, too many key players, and I just didn't like him as a manager.
But you liked him last season, though, yeah?
Yeah, he was quite good last season, but I think half of the Vale fans kind of knew that, we probably had the best squad in the league, in League Two, so we should have been winning the league. And I think, making that step up to League One, we needed a convincing transfer window as well, which we didn't get. And the squad hasn't got enough depth whatsoever. Tactics were awful, and he wasn't attack minded whatsoever. So I think it was partly the reason why we are in this situation.
So as a Port Vale supporter, not me, you, I'd have been looking at somebody like, and he's doing wonders at Bristol Rovers. Steve Evans. Steve Evans would have been perfect for the Port Vale job. In my opinion.
He would have been. I think we sacked him too late. I think by the time we sacked him, we were already like 10 points adrift from safety. Then we brought in John Brady, and he had a mountain to climb at that point already.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, I mean, obviously, Bez, I know you said that you rate Darren Moore. What has Darren Moore done that you kind of regard him highly? I know people were mentioning it when Rotherham were looking, but I couldn't think of anything worse than being managed by Darren Moore. I think his football is rancid, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's not about his football. It's about getting so. Darren Moore at West Bromwich Albion got them from mid-table into playoffs and then left. He then took over Doncaster Rovers, got Doncaster Rovers within the playoffs. I don't think they got to the playoffs. I think he left halfway through. But Donny Rovers were up as high as League One. And let's face it, Donny aren't a traditional League One, at least top half side. So we got them playing above where they were supposed to be. He got Wednesday promoted. I just see him as someone who's a fighter. He also got Port Vale promoted. You can't argue against 2 promotions. Even though I just left it at that. He's had 2 promotions on his CV.
What did
so
he
you
do?
can't argue against that for me.
Was it Huddersfield he was at as well?
He didn't when he went to Huddersfield, did he?
It was at Donny, wasn't he? Donny.
Yeah, it was at Donny. Yeah.
Did he have Barnsley at one point?
No. West Brom, Donny Wednesday, and obviously Port Vale.
Here's one for you.
He was manager of Huddersfield in 23-24 and he got sacked.
But
He's still got 2 promotions.
He also got Premier League Manager of the Month in the Premier League, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
With West Brom. Incredibly.
Yeah.
You can't the thing is, Lee, what I've realised with yourself, I've only just realised it now, is I think you look at what the tactics of performance are on pitch versus what they do in terms of promotion. That's what I've come to realise. I said a couple of nights before, and I've said, for example, I really like John Brady. I think John Brady is a great player. Now, again, no disrespect to Port Vale, but he's not come in to keep Port Vale up because it's impossible. He's come in because he's renowned for getting, well, I say renowned, he's got 1 team up, but he did a brilliant job at Northampton, and Northampton weren't going to go down under John Brady. John Brady left, guess what? Northampton are going down. So I actually think John Brady is a good appointment, to be honest. And I'd rather have John Brady. If you said to me, we've got John Brady as our manager next season in League 2, I'd be happy. So I really rate him, John Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, football, you pay to watch good football. You don't pay to watch rubbish. And to me, every team, I mean, even though he got Wednesday promoted, he then got sacked.
No, not really. He walked away, to be fair, in the summer, didn't he? Yeah. He got them through and walked away.
Got 2 matches. Yeah, no, I think the fans wanted rid of him. I remember the Wednesday fans hated him. He was terrible. The Huddersfield, they nearly got them relegated and got sacked.
But he still got 2 promotions, whatever you say. That's a fact. 2 promotions.
The Port Vale fans said they had the best squad, and Sheffield Wednesday in that league had got the best squad. So,
no, the Port Vale thing, I know the Port Vale fans saying that, but I'd have to look into that. In that same league, Bradford City, I felt they had a better squad. Who else came up last season? I can't remember who else came up, to be fair. I would say the squad can't be that good because obviously Port Vale are rock bottom. So, if you have a good squad in League 2, right, every successful League 2 side who get promoted and you said have got a good squad, they will go on to League 1 and they will be challenging at top. Rotherham's done it. Bradford City's done it. Loads have. So I would argue that because Port Vale are at bottom, unless they've sold a lot of players, the squad is just okay. Otherwise, they would be doing better, surely.
Well, what I will say for Port Vale, what I will say, Mason, right? Look, you had a fantastic run in the FA Cup. Fair play to you. I'd argue you've had a better season than us, even though you're 2 places below us in the relegation zone. However, as a Port Vale fan, now the FA Cup dream's over. Out at the quarterfinal stage, losing 7-0 to Chelsea. Do you think your players are now on the beach, as it were? Do you think you'll roll over for us tomorrow? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so obviously we've got a lot of games coming up. Loads of Tuesday night games coming up. So obviously, as I said before, on paper, looking at our 8 games coming up, you are the worst team that we have to play. So we probably are going to rest a few players for the game.
That's how bad it's become.
But I think that's more partly because we've got so many games coming up in the space of like a couple weeks that we're going to have to keep resting players, keep rotating players, and I think this is the game where we'd have to rest three or four players, and then.
But Mason, I'll let you finish your point in a second. Can you afford to rest players against quote the worst team that you could come across with your final games? Can you afford to rest those players? Or are you not confident that your B team can beat Rotherham United?
Yeah, as I say, I aren't confident that our A team will beat you. I mean, we haven't been good this season at all. But I think us Vale fans kind of know, what's going to happen at the end of the season. But I think it's just one of those where we've
Mason, do you think Port Vale can stay up?
No. I think it was over when we lost to Blackpool. That was when I kind of thought, yeah, it's over now. If we do beat Rotherham, it gives us a glimmer of hope, but it's not. I don't think it's possible unless we win our next 8 games and hope that the other teams around us lose.
No, if you win every game you've got left, Mason, you probably would. No, I don't think you would. I think if you won every single game left, I don't think you stay up, pal. So do us a favour, have a chat, give Robbie Williams a ring, right? And say, listen, just roll over for Rotherham. Just roll over for them. And let us win. And then we'll see where we go from there, pal.
Just quickly before I go to the comments, obviously after today's results, Bez and Tom, we're looking like we've got to virtually win every game. So do you think it's over now, or do you still think we've got a chance? Start with you, Tom. Seeing you top.
First and foremost, beat Port Vale tomorrow. We've got 3 games in hand on. We're not bothered about Exeter. Yeah, Exeter can win, but they're still 4th bottom, right? We're not bothered about them, right? Well, we are, but we're not. We win. Let's just win his next 3 games, and then see where we're at. If we win all.
Come on, Tom. Stop sitting on the fence. Are we staying up or not?
Yes, we are, Lee. We're staying up, mate. We're staying up.
Bez?
I think you're deluded if you think Rotherham is staying up, to be honest.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. It's done for me. It was done on Steve. It's like we said, and we can't keep saying we have to win this game. Then when we don't win it, say, oh well, we'll have to win next game. You can't keep doing that. It's too late now. All teams at bottom have started winning. Exeter have won. Blackpool have won odd game. I know they didn't win today, but they've won something like 3 out of 5. Wigan safe. They win almost every week now. So yeah, Rotherham you need like probably 55 points to stay up, I'd say. So Rotherham need to win 7 out of 7. That's not going to happen. So yeah, Rotherham are down.
Bez, are you going to Port Vale tomorrow?
No, not going now.
No, fair enough.
So I'll go through some comments. I've got a lot of comments coming in. Really looking like we're going to need 52 to 53 points to stay up. All the teams above us, the bottom four, have 48 points or higher. A bit like what Bez was saying. Billy, if we drop points tomorrow, then it's over for me. Fortunate Blackpool lost and Burton drew, but Exeter and Wigan won, which is frustrating. I knew Exeter were going to lose to Donny. Donny were never going to put it in for that game. Tom Swift, results gone against us today. Think we're gone, boys. Board left it too late to act, unfortunately. Should have gone when I said 3-0 at home or 4-0 away at Blackpool. Yeah, I agree with you. Evening, happy Bank Holiday Monday. Happy Bank Holiday Monday, the real Phil Smith. Hope everybody's had a great Easter as well, not ate too many Easter eggs. Callum, Donny fans aren't happy with McCann either. Pete Scott, evening lads. Sorry I couldn't make it. Hope you have a good show. Port Vale for life. How has Cam Humphries played? Liked him at the New York. Yeah, I think he said that he's liked it. JB said, disgusted with the performance against Stevenage, total lack of intensity and aggression. We were expecting 8 cup finals. It looked more like a kickabout on the beach. And I totally agree with JB, because that's what hurt me the most. We built that game up so much, and we just didn't deliver. And people will say, oh, it's a better performance. Well, that ain't hard with the way we played this season, but it's still not good enough. We're not creating chances. That's the big worry. We created absolutely nothing. We had no real shots on target, and we didn't look like scoring. And if you don't score, you don't win. I said previous to that, we needed to go out all out attack and just even if we win 4-3, 3-2, 5-4, 7-6, I don't care. But all he did, he was very negative. In fact, I didn't really say it at the time, but I wouldn't have known whether Matt Amshaw was in the dugout or Lee Clark, if I'm honest, because we were very defensive. He made us structurally hard to beat, but there was nothing else. And for me, that was criminal in a cup final game. Whereas at home, it was a game we should have won, and we just didn't do it. Stevenage were terrible. They was there for the tech-in, and we didn't have the balls to do it. And these players have got to look themselves in the mirror. They have been a disgrace for the majority of this season. Bear no bones about it. You can blame Matt Amshaw, you can blame the board, you can blame whoever you want to blame. But some of them players have had 4 or 5 managers sacked now, and I'm really happy that we won't see them next season, because they have been a disgrace in a Rotherham United shirt, and they should never put it on again, in my view. Ross, evening, boys. Like always, looking forward to the show. We can look at the
permutations.
I'm struggling to read it since I'm on my small laptop today. We like, but don't know where down. It hurt for a while, but only a glimmer of sight, bit of light. If it is mathematically possible, we don't know. It ain't going to happen. So even irrespective of our 3 games in hand, we'd sooner have the points, but you never know. Up the Millers. Yeah, I mean, I'd sooner have the points, but like you said, football's a funny game. It's never over till it's over, is it? Personally, I think we need 52, 53 points to stay up as the teams above us. Yeah, so that's similar to what you said, Bez. Where's Pete tonight, lads? He's at a family event. He's in the chat, though. We live in hope, but there's no way we show promotion form in 7 games. We've only won 9 games all season. What's good football, Lee? Don't know. We haven't had it for so long. I forgot what it is. I would like to think I was paying to watch Man City every week. How boring are they? Yeah, Man City are boring. Very boring. Against Chelsea, Port Vale conceded 3 goals from crosses in the box. Is that their weak point that we need to exploit? Well, I'll ask you, PV for life, it is crosses into the box a weak point for Port Vale? Probably is, because Cam Humphries doesn't like getting his hair messed up, so don't like to see him to edit a lot.
Yeah, to be fair, this season we've been okay at the back. That hasn't been our main issue. But quite a few of our goals have actually come from crosses into the box and just, poor defending. But as I said, our defending hasn't been that bad this season. But it's just, it's you just switch off at a single moment and then that's it. Then our egg goes. But I think crosses into the box is a weak point that you'd need to exploit. I think whoever you've got up top, I think Sam Nombe, I think.
Yeah, the good thing for you, PV for life, is we don't put crosses into the box either. So I won't worry about that, to be honest with you. We haven't done it all season, so I'll be surprised if we do it tomorrow. Russ RUFC Bailey says mathematically not down, but we are. Tom's got splinters in his arse. He's sat that much. That's a good one, to be fair.
Sorry, Tom, that did make me laugh. That's sorry.
Paul says, I agree with Bez. I went Friday and agree it's over. In all the games I've been to, I've never been so bored at a match. It was dreadful. We just don't have the goals in us. Yeah, I agree with that. Agree with Lee. They have been a disgrace. Yeah, they have. John Fellows, I thought the shape of the side was better on Saturday, trying to create more width, but again, lack of creativity and desire from the midfield to get in and around the box. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But for a cup final, for me, I didn't mind the shape of the team. I didn't mind us playing the way we did but for the last 30 to 25 minutes, a cup final, you would be throwing the kitchen sink at Stevenage, and we just didn't. It just never came, and that's what frustrated me. Could have shoved another forward up front, got Ayres up front or whatever, or even put a defender up front to win some flick-ons and just try and lump it into the box. Just go Route 1 Wimbledon style. You know what I mean? It was a cup final that we had to win, and for me, players let us down, but they've let us down all season. They've been a disgrace. Some of them players have been an utter disgrace. Lucas Talks Dons says, hi, you okay, people? APVFC.
Is Lucas Dons a Wimbledon or a MK Dons fan? Would be the question.
Yeah, Wimbledon or MK Dons fan. So, guys, how do we win the game on tomorrow? How do we win it? What formation would you go with? Do you think he's going to stick with the same team? He supports MK Dons. So what do you think of Paul Warne? Are you happy with Paul Warne?
I'll bet you Lucas Talks Dons is either a secret Arsenal fan. I bet you're a secret Arsenal fan.
He supports MK Dons.
There we go.
I can't
Jesus
say.
Christ.
So Bez, how do we win the game tomorrow? How do we win the game?
We score more goals than opposition. Well, let me start by. I'm going to start by just talking a little about Stevenage game. So, the manager did exactly what I kind of said that normal new managers do. They start from the back and they work their way up the team. So they get the defence right and then they work their way up. Now, the problem with that is obviously it's too late to do that. However, what I will say is when Neil Warnock came in, right? This is one for Tom. He'll like this, right? Go on then. Let me say that. So when Neil Warnock came in, his first game was at top of the league, Burnley, and they lost 2-0, which is the same as losing to Lincoln 3-0. His second game was, I think, Birmingham City at home. What did he do? He drew 0-0, right? Then his third game, he went on that winning run. So, we could be almost carbon copying that. Look, the reason I like when we were debating about the formation last week, the main reason I actually preferred the 3 at the back to the 4 at the back is because I knew if we played 4 at the back, we'd only play 1 up front, and that's what we did do for most of the game. We had Numby up front and Watmore playing like behind him at like a number 10 role, and I just don't like that. And we never seem to create chances when we do that, and so it didn't surprise me that we didn't create any chances. Now look, we didn't concede, so he's going to continue with the 4 at the back. He will have to make one change, and you could ask your man here, you Port Vale fan, how good this player was. But he'll not be playing tomorrow, Dango. And just on Dango, he should have been sent off with that first foul. It is 100% an elbow. So he was lucky to stay on.
Yeah, I said that on the aftermatch. It was a red card.
So, for me, we just need to get more than 1 up front. Don't care if he plays 4 at back, 5 at back, 10 at back. He has to have at least 2 out-and-out strikers playing alongside each other. If you don't do that, you're not going to create anything.
Play 4-3-3, me. Tom Swift says, Agberry is injured again. Some of Amso's signings are not even fit for the National League. This squad is the worst I've seen in my lifetime watching the Millers. Stevenage is always going to be a tough game. No confidence in the players. After Amshaw ball, we kept it tight and made a clear-cut chance. Harry Gray had to score. Yeah, Harry Gray should have scored.
He should score that as well. Yeah.
But we can't blame a 17-year-old, surely, for where we are.
You can't blame him, but he should score that. I mean, maybe he's not as good as we thought.
No, mate, the ball's behind him as well.
I think he should score, personally.
Yeah.
I also thought, by the way, I know he got injured. I thought Agber were one of the better players on Saturday.
He's my man of the match. My man of the match.
Letters out for the season as well.
You are sorry, Lee?
Coletta apparently has been ruled out for the season as well, so he's made of chopsticks, I think, him. To be fair, I think most of the fans knew it was all over before we sacked Ham-fisted Hamshaw, yes. Clark was told that when he signed up, it's all about next season. Yeah, I mean, we just got to keep winning and hope we can get out of it. I'm still on the realms that we can get out of it, but it's like I've said, it's now or never. If we don't pick up maximum points against Port Vale, I'm saying it's 100% over. But I'm not saying it's 100% over at the minute due to the fact we've got a couple of games in hand. We win those games in hand. We only become 2 points behind the last place team, I think. It's all to play for them. So for me, it's not over, but we've got to do something we've never done this season and win games back consistently. And I just don't trust these players because I honestly believe Matt Amshaw's tactics were dreadful and he was the reason where we was because I believe the players were good enough to be higher. But the players didn't down tools for Matt Amshaw, I believe, either. So some of this problem for me is down to the recruitment because we recruited the wrong players for the wrong style. So that's on the club, that's on the board, that's on everybody, including because apparently now it's not just the manager that's signing players. So why are we playing a wing-back system when we haven't got any wing-backs, natural wing-backs? You probably said Coletta and the other guy, Hall, would be, but they've been injured. But why haven't we investigated why we've got all these injuries either? Like, oh, it's just bad luck. Well, no, it's not. We're not accepting it's just bad luck. That's just nonsense. So, yeah, I'm not accepting it's over yet. And I'm hoping we can go to Port Vale and win the game. Which brings me on to people's sort of predictions for the game.
Lee, we will go and beat Port Vale tomorrow. There's no ifs or buts about this. We will go and beat them. I am telling you right now, we will go.
You're pulling the splinters out your arse now. You've got an arse.
I am telling you, right? We are going to go and beat Port Vale tomorrow. Sorry, Mason, mate. You've had your FA Cup highs, and all the players will be absolutely gutted. And we will smash Port Vale tomorrow 4-0. 4-0, and then done.
Jesus Christ. PV for life. I don't know if Tom's been on the old bank holiday beverages, but if we score 4 goals, it'll probably double as tally for the season in one game.
No, 4-0. 4-0.
So how is he going to line up, and how are we going to win 4-0, Tom? I'm interested to know. So who's going to get the goals? How are we going to deliver this 4-0 victory? Because I've not seen the 4-0 in us. I mean, even when we won 4-0 at Exeter, yeah. And then when we beat, was it Salford, 7 in the cup?
7, yeah. Listen, you mark my words. We win tomorrow by a clear margin. Port Vale can't be asked. The fans, I'm assuming. Sorry, Mason. I don't think your fans can be asked now because I believe you do think you are down. Your FA Cup sort of honeymoon is now done with, and fair play to you for doing that. We'll go there. We'll get on top. We'll win 4-0.
Tom, I just need to say this to you. So JB says, Tom, how can we win 4-0? We can't even have 4 shots on target.
JB, we'll get some own goals, mate. It's not a problem. Right? So, now listen, we're going to win 4-0 tomorrow. 4-0. We'll play 4-3-3.
Can I just check the calendar? Is it April Fool's Day?
It's not.
Am I missing something here? 4-0.
I am telling you right now, we are winning 4-0 away tomorrow.
Wow. Who's scoring then, Tom?
Ted Can hat-trick. No, that's a joke. Probably a Nombe brace, Josh Benson, free kick, and
Josh Benson.
So that a what more goal.
Wow. Okay. Port Vale for life. What if Port Vale are to win? Where's the threat going to come from? Who do we need to look out for in your team tomorrow?
It's going to come from Ben Wayne. He's been really good this season. Our top goal scorer.
He's not brother of John Wayne, is it?
Sorry?
It doesn't matter.
Get out your horse and drink your milk.
Ben Wayne, has he been playing well for you then? Top scorer?
Yeah, he's been playing really well for us. You know, scoring goals. He's really quick and he's a handful for defenders. Also, George Hall as well who's been doing really well. So them are our 2 key players you need to look out for.
Yeah, I don't like the sound if he's got pace because we struggle with a bit of pace. So is he sort of quick, nippy, sort of forward?
Yeah, very quick. And a handful for defenders as well. You know, won't stop running.
So you said they may rest players earlier. Do you think they may rest him? Hopefully,
I think they will rest Ben Wayne. To be fair, but he did come off against Chelsea quite early, so it might be Giorgio that they rest. But I think it will be one of them.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna For me, it sounds crazy to be resting players because unless you've accepted you're down. Because if you're going to win, you can't rest players, even if you think this is the easiest game. A manager would surely think it may be the easiest game, but it's probably the easiest winnable game that can start you onto a run. So winning breeds confidence to go on a run and win the next few. So for me, with only so little games left, I don't think we will rest players. I really don't. I'll be shocked if you do. And I know you've had this cup run, but that's gone now. You're not saving them for anything. Some of them maybe even, I don't know the contract situations, but playing for a contract or whatever. But if you still harbour hopes of staying up, surely you're not resting players.
Yeah, fair enough. I think, as I said before, we have got a really busy schedule coming up, and I think that out of all the teams we've got coming up, we've got four games which are winnable and 4 games which are going to be really tough. And
But
I think
who are your last games? Who have you got left? So you've got us tomorrow.
then we've got Barnsley at home.
They're
We've
crap.
got Wigan at home.
They've picked up form, Wigan, so that'll be a difficult game.
Peterborough away on a Tuesday night or Wednesday, one of them.
They've nothing to play for, so you may get something there. I mean,
Then we've got Cardiff.
Game, yeah.
Stockport.
But again, they'll rest players because they're virtually guaranteed up, aren't they?
Cardiff, Stockport, Plymouth, and Lincoln are our last 4.
Yeah, Lincoln will be on the beach, mate. You'll probably beat Lincoln. They'll be.
I'm not being funny, Mason, but if you lose tomorrow, you're probably 100% down. So surely you would put your best players out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Lots of our Vale fans are saying, put some of the youth team up, put some of the youth team out. I know.
I hope you do.
There's loads of fans at Facebook, at X, who are saying, get the youth team up,
Right.
Who's your biggest rivals, PV?
Stoke City.
No.
Stoke City or Crew.
Are you sure they're not Stoke fans trying to wind you up? Honestly, I can't see it, man.
His fans are saying, put the kids out.
We're just trying to get you relegated. On some comments, Matt Taylor said the training pitches were too soft. Got to be something in that. Paul Douglas goes on about the investment and the training pitches being brilliant. You can't polish a turd. Yeah, come on. You only need to look at Roundwood. And if anybody's telling me that's brilliant, you need to have your head looked at. It's not brilliant, is it? Tom, I've done that one. How can you win 4-0? Also, look at how many players we signed with questionable injury records, plus known issues. It's the club's fault. The recruitment has been horrendous for the last 4 years. And I tend to agree with that because we have signed a few players knowing that they've got injury. So what's the Yearwood failed a medical and we still ended up giving him a contract. And now we're shocked that he's injured. And even Dango, his injury record's not great. Watmore, another one who can't play 9. How many players have we got that can't play 90 minutes? It's terrible. You shouldn't give any contract to a player that can't play 90 minutes if they're not doing it. Benson, another one. We knew these issues, and like Tom Swift says, it's not even just been this season. We didn't learn from the previous seasons where we did the same. We had the Sean Morrisons, the Halls, all of them injured, knowing we'd signed them in injury prone. So yeah, it is on the board. It is on the recruitment for doing that. Thomas Sup more cans tonight than we have scored goals this season from JB. Watmore spends more time on the floor, worse than Hugo. Can see why he was a free agent for so long. That's Tom Swift. I disagree with this. So I've seen a lot of people saying he didn't have a good game against Stevenage, Watmore. But previously, he has looked a class above when he gets the ball. I just think the style of football we play, it's a graveyard shift up front. We don't create anything. And it just makes players look worse than they actually are. I think Hugo at this level and Watmore at this level and Gray at this level should be doing, and Nombe should be doing way better. But they're just not getting the service, so we're not creating anything. Sorry, let's go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wanted to comment on this actually because obviously I agree with you, Lee. I think Watmore, you can tell he looks a good player. He's just probably not fit. He's not played football for 6 months or whatever it were. But what I did want to say was about the diving or being on the floor or what have you. Obviously Hugo's had this kind of he's had fans on his back ever since he signed for falling over easy. Now, what frustrates me about Rotherham fans is, and I'm going to come on to Rotherham fans again in a minute, but what does frustrate about Rotherham fans is when Rotherham are in Championship, right, and they're obviously struggling, and let's say they're losing the game, and they're trying to get back into the game, and what happens is the opposition, because they're more tactically aware, tactically better than Rotherham are, they'll win free kicks all the time, and you'll have like Rotherham fans shouting all the time, "That's not a free kick. How's he done that?" Blah 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 blah. Right? As soon as we bring players in who have got that cleverness about them, i.e., Hugo and Watmore, and what they're trying to do is win free kicks, but our fans just never ever seem to see it, and it doesn't all frustrate me. Yes, sometimes Hugo goes down, he goes down easy, and nothing's given. I get that, but that first season where Hugo was in the squad and we stopped with the Championship, it's because he would, when under pressure, would win a free kick by falling on the floor. And it honestly really grinds up. Watmore is obviously a Championship player, and now he's doing it. It's because these are quality players. These players are better than Sam Nombe, or they were better than Sam Nombe when they were in their prime. And you can see why. And it just frustrates me, really. I just wish our fans were a little bit more kind of understanding of what's happening on pitch. Like, and, why are they going down easy? Try and think why. Because Hugo doesn't fall over thinking, tell you what, I'm going to fall to the floor and I can't be bothered. He's not thinking that. He's obviously doing it for a reason. So, yeah, it just winds me up, and I wanted to mention it, really.
Nice little rant there, Bess. Yeah. Like it. RUFC Russ, Rotherham's winnable for Port Vale makes no sense, lads. I think he's in relation to resting players. Paul says, I think Port Vale will win tomorrow. I went Friday, there's no fight in this Rotherham side. Totally spineless. Be glad when they have gone at the end of the season and we rebuild. But are we going to rebuild? This season, apparently, we was rebuilding. This season was the rebuild season, and half the squad's out of contract again. So is it going to be another rebuild, short term, whatever? Half the players will disappear again. Listen, I've praised Rob Scott on here previously, but the last 4 years he's kind of got fit a lot wrong. Previously he's got stuff right, but I think he's got into a rut. You go to a job and you get into a rut. I think Rob Scott has got into a rut, and I think it's down to how he has been treated, probably by Tony Stewart. Because if you remember, at one stage he was promoted to director of football or something, and then without any announcement, he went back to his old role. So he kind of got demoted back to what he was doing. I listened to an interview as is, and he was sort of saying people were doing more than one job at the club, in suggestion that the club has been run quite poorly off it. And I think he's just thought, do you know what? I can't be arsed anymore. And he's just going with whatever. And it's just not paid off. I think the lack of medical department is the reason we've got problems, because if players are failing medical, who is signing that off? If a player fails a medical at any football club, they do not get a contract unless it's Rotherham United and we're giving them willy-nilly. Oh, hang on. You know what? I can't prove this, but this is how it probably went. Yearwood. Oh, sorry, mate. You failed a medical. Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'll play for less money then, Tony Stewart. Well, we've offered him 500 quid a week. We'll offer him 300 because he's failed his medical. If he takes it, we'll sign him. That's how I think it goes. I honestly do. So then we've saved ourselves 300 quid a week because he's failed a medical. So we've got him, and then, let's hope he don't get injured now. And we're hoping. And then when it all backfires, then we wonder why we're in the position we're in. And it's same with a lot of the free transfers. When you sign players that are free, generally they're let go and not given a new contract by the club for a reason. They're either past it, or they're injury prone, or they're not very good. Yeah. So we sign all these free agents thinking that they're going to be great, and then they get injured, and we're wondering why, and we're failing medicals, and it's just a vicious circle. So for me, a rebuild has got to be, they've got to get Rob Scott in and either remotivate him to start getting the players like we used to get, your Bennies and stuff like that. Or we look at maybe moving Rob on. Maybe it's time. He's been here a long time. We get a fresh outlook into that, because I don't want another rebuild like we've had this season. I want long-term thinking, and I couldn't care less if they're all young players or they're all mid players. I just want good players. Lincoln City have been promoted on the 7th lowest wage bill in the division, and I thought their recruitment was brilliant. Some players I wish we'd have signed, and we didn't sign them, and they went there. Mid players that are in the 30s. So it's not always about signing young players, because you can't build. 99.9% of the time, you don't win stuff with all kids in your team. It just won't happen. Yeah, you've got to have a mixture and a blend, and you've got to have a winning mentality. I'd sooner somebody sign, in the 30s or in the whatever age they are, with a winning mentality, and be slightly not as good as a player that hasn't got. We've got no winners on the team, no leaders, no actual where you see them getting pissed off because they're losing. Who do you see going mad that they're losing every week? You don't see enough of it. There's no leaders, and we need to get some.
None of them.
That's what we need. I agree with Paul. Unfortunately, it's a rebuild for the last 4 seasons. We get it wrong. Yeah, we do. Port Vale will win. Rotherham have better. I think Rotherham have better players. Vale better team. It's not about individuals. It's a team game.
Let me just on that, Lee. Just the Port Vale fan. He's still there, isn't he? I just wanted to know, since you've appointed this new gaffer, who I said I like, his performance has improved or not?
They've improved slightly, but as he's come in, obviously, we were like 10 points adrift. I think it was too late, but performances have improved slightly. He had a bit of time to get players in, and I thought he's brung in a few decent players. So yeah, performances have been better, but it's too little, too late now. But I do like John Brady. He is a good manager, and he'll do well for us in League Two.
Yeah. So what I will say about that, Mason, pal, is listen. Your season has effectively been the FA Cup run, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it took away your thoughts from the league position. So
that's an achievement, though. PV for life.
It's a massive achievement. It's a massive achievement.
Yeah, massive. Yeah.
That is unbelievable, really.
It is. It absolutely is.
100%.
One for Bez here. Sorry. Nothing clever about Watmore throwing himself down versus Stevenage. All he needed to do was stay on his feet, and he was 1-on-1.
He wouldn't have gone down. He wouldn't have gone down like. If I remember it, I don't really remember the highlight, but I think if I remember, he lose his balance there. I don't think it was a case he went down. I think he just lost his balance, because again, you've got to think there's no way if Watmore is in with a chance of getting on goal that he just falls over to win a free kick. Like again, I'm trying to say these are clever football players. They're only going to win free kicks when we're under pressure or the player's under pressure and he's got no option. They're the only times. They're not just going to fall over, every time they touch the ball. So in that scenario, and again, I can't remember the highlight, to be honest with you, but I assume he would either unbalanced and he lost his balance, or he was genuinely fouled. One of the two. I don't think he'll have gone down when he's almost through on goal. like to win a free kick. I don't think so anyway.
This one is for both of you, really. Do you think Tony Stewart and co are talking to out of work managers at the moment and actively looking for the right man for next year, or are they just playing the wait and see with Clark? I'll put that to both of you, really. Do you think we're looking for a new manager, or do you think they're just going to wait and see what happens with Clark and take it from there?
I'll go my thoughts quickly because I'll only be 30 seconds. I don't think they're looking. I don't think they're talking to managers. However, I think they'll have identified, or they'll have a list of managers who they will see as someone who they want to bring in. So they'll have a list of managers who they might bring in should we get to next season and the manager's not Lee Clark. But I don't think they're talking to anyone now, but they've got a list, in my opinion, or they're working together to get a list anyway.
Tom?
Steve Evans got a plan for you. Evans is
What,
who
you
I'm
want-
talking to. Evans. However, I do believe Artell will be the manager next season. However, look, third time, baby. Steve Evans. Come on.
You want Steve Evans back. The squad has far too many injuries and there's been gambles. I think we generally struggled in attracting players into the club, be it financially or the culture. Well, we got an higher wage bill than Lincoln and they got promoted, so something ain't right, is it? This is a long one from Russ. I respect your comment, Bez, about Hugel and Watmore trying to be cute in winning free kicks, set pieces. But if you're telling me that a forward only has on his mind to try and win free kicks for whatever matter, to oppose to concentrating on staying on his feet and trying to produce the goods, i.e. scoring an assist, then they shouldn't be in the side for me. Not for me, that way of thinking, Bez, but appreciate your comment and not saying it's wrong.
No, it's not about it's not. Jordan Hugel, for example, has got no pace. So he's never had pace in his career. You know, a ball comes up to him and he'll be told from any manager that he's had, he'll be told to make the ball stick, try and release any pressure off the defence. So he will try and win free kicks. Like, Michael Owen, for example, who's got pace to burn, I'm sure he won't do that. It's different types of players. And this is what I mean by being clever. Every single player should know what they can do and what they can't do. Jordan Hugel knows that he can't outpace any player on the pitch. He can't dribble past anyone. So he has to play within his own limits. And he must have been successful at doing that because he's been a championship player all his career, as well as getting a Premier League move to a decent-sized club in West Ham. So he must have got something right. And I guarantee if you spoke to a Preston fan, spoke to a West Brom fan who didn't like him, I guarantee they would say, I bet he was good at winning free kicks. I guarantee it.
Mate, Jordan Hugel was the reason we stayed up that first season.
He was, yeah. Because people don't see like people we scored 4 goals and they were all penalties. No. When Rotherham Championship, when they are under pressure, they always concede. Hugel came in and released pressure by winning free kicks or winning throw-ins or whatever up the pitch to release that pressure. And that's why he was a massive part of Rotherham staying up that season. Nothing to do with the fact he got 5 goals. It was more to do with him relieving pressure on the back 4 or 5 or whatever it is.
Quick one on Russ. Russ has got the 2. Bez, have you ordered it yet? The 1984 Rotherham United kits?
I've not now. I'll probably not get it. I've probably already got it, actually. I've probably got it in my drawer because I've got every
the
kit
red and yellow.
stuff.
Absolutely stunning. They are stunning, to be fair.
Tom Swift says, I understand your point about being clever, Bez, but on Saturday, Watmore was going down all the time. The referee was poor, but even he was just having them get away with it. It was that bad.
And to be fair, he did, Tom. I agree with you that the referee was quite poor. I mean, every referee seems to be poor. And what I would say to that is, and I would expect these players, I've called them clever. If like they're trying to win free kicks a lot and it's not working, then they should change the game. And I do accept that. Not necessarily Watmore, but Hugo has sometimes not been good at that. So like he'll do what he does for every other club. Preston are playing little old Rotherham in the Championship, and Hugo will win 10 out of 10 free kicks by doing that. When he's at Rotherham playing Leicester in Championship, he'll probably not get the free kick because the referee generally do tend to be biased. And that's where Hugo would struggle. That's probably why Hugo hasn't looked as good maybe in terms of the Rotherham fans for Rotherham, because he's only got one way of playing. When it's not working because Rotherham don't get these decisions, it don't look great. That's all I can think of anyway.
Is Hugo back tomorrow? Is the question.
Lee, do you know?
Not to my knowledge, he's still in rehab. Is Tom tired or tipsy?
Why? What's he doing? What's he done, Paul? I ain't noticed anything.
So on to tomorrow's game. I'm going to start with PV for life. I just want to say as well, PV, you spoke really well tonight. Appreciate you coming on. What is your score prediction for tomorrow? So, what do you think the score is going to be?
Score prediction. Been thinking about it all night, to be honest. Because it could go either way.
You were thinking.
Yeah, I said 0-0, but I mean, I'll go 1-0 Vale. I'll be positive.
Be positive.
I'll sneak in 92nd minute winner.
So I'm just going to let you know, PV Live, we do a instant reaction directly after the game tomorrow. If that happens, you're not coming on, okay? But no, you're welcome to come on tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is a little bit different as well, so anybody can join us on the live stream. So the code will be in the chat as well. So if you want to jump on for 5 minutes, just give your view of the game. You're more than welcome to. Obviously, if you can't, you can't. But it depends. You can do it as you're walking out at the stadium. So we have fans that are coming out of the stadium also after the game. So if you want to give your view, you're more than welcome to come on. But like I said, there's a 92nd minute winner for Vale. I'd rather you didn't, but there you go. So you're going 1-0. You're going 1-0. Tom's gone 4-0 already. So why people are saying is it tips? I don't know. And Bez, what score have you given a score prediction?
I've not done it on here, but obviously we do our our Championship and League One predictions. Yeah. And I've just realised we do need to start plugging those as well on these, Lee. So I'm going to stick, actually. Like, I'm just looking at your score, and I'll be honest, sorry having a Rotherham win, but you've got 3-1 to Rotherham, and I just can't see Rotherham scoring 3 goals. So,
yeah, but that was before. I predicted that before the Stevenage game.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to go with what I said on our League One predictions. That's Port Vale 0, Rotherham 1.
Right, okay. Russ says Port Vale 1, Rotherham 2. Gray and Nombe 2 late goals. Paul says 2-0 Port Vale. Our forward couldn't score in a nightclub. Stockley for Vale, he said to score because he said 2-1. So I'll stick with my 3-1. Although I think we'll struggle to score 3. I've just been laughing at Tom saying 4 and I've said 3, so it makes me look a bit of a turnip. But I did predict that before the Stevenage game. But at the end of the day, we are playing bottom of the league. We have to remember this. We are playing bottom of the league, so why can't we score 3? We've scored 4 away at Exeter. We scored 7 at Salford. So why not 3 at Port Vale?
All 4.
Yeah, all 4. So I'm going to go 3-1, and I'm going to go Sam Nombe with 2 and Archie Gray with 1.
Not Archie.
Harry.
We could do could we do a late signing and sign his brother as well?
No, he's too busy trying to keep Tottenham up.
Yeah. Russ, Tom Swift says 1-0 Port Vale. We have the worst I've ever seen in a football club.
I think that's really harsh, actually, because I don't think we don't create enough chances for the strikers to be. So I get that great. I even say he should have scored on Saturday, but apart from that, I can't remember another chance we had on Friday. So I keep saying Saturday.
Tom's been listening to Easter Bunny. He's got his bunny ears on as well.
There you go, mate. Hey.
So we're going to sort of wrap it up there. We will be back tomorrow for the instant match reaction. So if you've been to the game, come on, have a chat. In the top right-hand corner, you've got the QR code for the Legends game. So if you do want to attend that, scan that code. That will get you to the Legends game at the end of the season. Got another comment coming in. As a Leicester fan living in Rotherham, I'd love you guys to stay up. We are definitely in League One. So he's a Leicester fan saying he's going down. So me and Bez have been doing our predictions, and we were convinced that Leicester were going to stay up. But even the Leicester fan here is saying that he thinks they're going to go down. So, I mean, drawing to Sheffield Wednesday was a big shock.
Massive.
I didn't see that coming at all. So I really fear for Leicester now. They should nowhere with that squad be going to League One. Really,
it's sad, isn't it? It's really sad, actually.
Yeah, they're not a League One team.
They're Premier League champions 10 years ago.
Yeah,
it's so sad. So sad.
Danny says Port Vale 1-0. Cameron Humphreys nailed up the Millers. Yeah, up the Millers, Danny. And he says, not a prayer. We are down.
Interesting.
So, I mean, they didn't win any of them. I mean, I predicted to win both games. Leicester didn't end up winning any of them.
No.
So they're in deep trouble. Rotherham's in deep trouble. Tom's bunny ears are in deep trouble.
Well, do you know what? I'll pop them back on for a bit. There we go.
And Port Vale are in deep trouble. So we're all in deep trouble. Yeah. But we're still here. We love football. We love this football team. So I really want to thank you, PV for Life, for coming on.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been a difficult
Cheers,
season.
Mason. Good lad, man. Thank you.
It's been a difficult season for both of us, mate, but I do appreciate you coming on. And hopefully, if we do both end up going down, hopefully we can have you on next season, and we're both telling us who's getting promoted. So we're both up at the top end of League One, hopefully, League Two. And we'll be discussing a promotion charge rather than us going down. But I do appreciate you coming on. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you,
and
mate.
his bunny ears. And thank you to Bez. And we will see everybody again after the game. And hopefully we'll have got 3 points. Up the Millers.
No, we will have 3 points.
Bye.
Up the Vale.
Cheers, bye.